There used to be two 200th divisions in China. One was the 200th Division under the 5th Army of the National Army. The second is the 200th Division of the 67th Army of the People's Liberation Army, which is also a well-known heroic unit. Lee Sweryui, the former division commander, died in the Korean battlefield against the American invaders in 1951. The author has a soft spot for the 200th Division of the 67th Army, because I was a member of the 598th Regiment of the 200th Division. The 67th Army of the Army is a heroic force, born in the Jishong Plain where the War of Resistance against Japan spread. It was developed on the basis of the 115th Division of the 8th Route Army and the Jishong People's Self-Defense Force. It made outstanding contributions in the War of Resistance against Japan and the War of Liberation. Especially in the fierce Battle of Jinchunchuan to resist U.S. aggression and aid Korea, the whole army wiped out more than 17,000 enemies in 3 days, creating the highest record of killing enemies in a single day on the Korean battlefield. The 119th Division and the 598th Regiment of the 200th Division under its banner were received by Mao Zedong, Zhu De and other state leaders as the first team at the founding ceremony in 1949. The 200th Infantry Division is tough, witty, and good at fighting. In fact, not only are they tough in combat, but they also have many senior generals who are good at fighting, such as Zhang Zijian, Su Rongshen, Li Hongchen, Tan Wenhu, Song Pukchuan, etc. Military commentators Song Ziajun and Xing Zhan included it in the 10 Great Aces published by the Communist Party History Publishing House, edited by them and known as a two-color bestseller. There are more than 200 army divisions in the whole army, many independent divisions, artillery divisions, and air divisions. The 200th Division was established relatively late and was selected as one of the top 10 ace divisions of the Chinese People's Liberation Army. This is also the only unit among the dozens of army divisions in the North China military region that was favored by the editor. Here, on behalf of all the commanders and fighters of the 200th Division, I would like to thank the military critic Mr. Song Ziajun for his insight. In military history, the 200th Division has a great record and is good at fighting tough battles. However, the old man said, where there is struggle, there will be sacrifice. A few days ago, I wrote in an article that General Li Xiang, the commander of the 67th Army, died on the Korean battlefield. He was the only official cadre who died on the Korean battlefield. In addition, we are introducing General Lee Sweryui, the commander of the 200th Division who died in the Korean battlefield. If he had not died, he would have been awarded the title in 1955, and he must be the founding Major General. On May 20, 1914, Lee Sweryui was born in Chaling County, Hunan Province. In 1931, Lee Sweryui joined the Red Army of Chinese workers and peasants. Lee Sweryui successfully served as squad leader, platoon leader, and deputy company commander in the 1st Battalion and 1st Company of the 51st Regiment of the Red 17th Division. In November 1935, Lee Sweryui started the Long March with the 2nd Red Army and arrived in northern Shaanxi in October 1936. After the outbreak of the National Anti-Japanese War in 1937, Lee Sweryui crossed the Yellow River eastward with the troops and advanced into the enemy's rear in North China. Served as Chief of Staff of Huiro Detachment, Captain of Zhengtai Brigade, Deputy Head of the 5th Regiment of the 4th Army Division, and Captain of the Youth Detachment of the Shaanxi Shahar Hebei Military Region. He led his troops to participate in the anti-mopping up campaign, which effectively hit the enemy's offensive, and consolidated and expanded the anti-Japanese bases behind the enemy in eastern Jiadong. In July 1946, the 17th Military Division was reorganized into the 13th Military Division of the Jiadong Military Region, with Lee Sweryui as the commander. During this period, Lee Sweryui, as a representative of the CCP, mediated the Zaihenan incident in which the U.S. Marines invaded the liberated area, and accomplished the negotiation task excellently. In June 1947, in order to cooperate with the Northeast Field Army's summer offensive, Lee Sweryui was ordered to launch the Luandong campaign. He led his troops to cooperate with friendly forces and captured Tang Yishan, the commander of the Kuomintang Traffic Guard Lieutenant General, and liberated Changli. In 1948, he led the troops of the 13th Army Division to participate in the Liaoshen campaign. Together with the independent 4th Division of the Eastern Jiadong Military Region, he successfully completed the task of preventing the Tangshan enemy from sending reinforcements outside the pass, and was awarded by the Eastern Jiadong Military Region. Later, he was ordered to lead his troops to capture Qinhuangdao, and Qinhuangdao was liberated in November. In January 1949, Li Suerui led his troops to participate in the Battle of Pingjin and cooperated with the main force to capture Tangshan. In 1951, Li Suerui participated in the Chinese People's Volunteer Army's entry into North Korea. He served as the commander of the 200th Division of the 67th Army of the Chinese People's Volunteer Army. He participated in the Position Defense Operation in 1951 and received many awards. On July 18, 1951, Li Suerui was shot by a U.S. plane and died at the age of 37 when he held a meeting of division party committees and regiment-level cadres to deploy combat missions. Chairman Mao Zedong's wise thesis. Why doesn't China take the road of capitalism? Only take the road of socialism. Chairman Mao said. First, China has a vast market and raw material base, and capitalism will inevitably be plundered. Second, China is a big and poor country. Will imperialism make China really rich and powerful? Then what do others rely on to show off their might? Third, China's national conditions, capitalism can only become a vassal of others. Fourth, China will not be a country if it takes the road of capitalism. It is not that China has never taken the road of capitalism, but history tells us that this road has been followed in the United States and Europe, but it cannot be followed in China. Chairman Mao's wise judgment has been proved to be extremely correct in the past decades of development in our country. Do you know the 5 free society in Chairman Mao's era? That is, free education, free housing, free medical care, free job hunting, and free pension. My country is a socialist country, and the social system in which the people are the masters of the country is firstly manifested as a basic guarantee for the interests of the people. The economic base determines the superstructure. If there is no guarantee for the interests of the people, how can we talk about the people being the masters of the country? After the founding of New China, the country's material foundation was very weak, and a lot of waste was waiting to be done. Under such circumstances, Chairman Mao led the people of the whole country to work hard and established a society of 5 exemptions, demonstrating the superiority of socialism beyond capitalism and realizing the people's real mastery of the country. The protection of their interests is mainly manifested in the 1. Free education. Chairman Mao attached great importance to education. He clearly instructed, education must serve workers, peasants, and soldiers, must be combined with productive labor, and must cultivate students with all-round development of morality, intelligence, and physique. After liberation, in the face of a very difficult national economy, compulsory teaching has been insisted on for decades. The tuition fee for primary school is 1.5 yuan per semester, and textbooks are free. The tuition fees for universities are all free. The state supports majors, and the college not only waives tuition fees, but also pays college students' salaries. Today, the free education system of the Mao era has become a swan song. 2. Free housing. In order to allow ordinary people to have their own houses, the urban housing in New China implemented a supply system, which was built by the state and enterprises and institutions, and a small amount of rent was charged. Housing allocation standards are mainly based on non-economic factors such as labor contribution, rank, length of service, and family size. Employees have the right to lease the allocated housing. During the Mao Zedong era, this housing system ensured the basic living conditions of urban residents, home ownership. Only when you live in peace can you enjoy your work, and the housing supply system prevents ordinary people from worrying about living, but devotes their energy to work, which promotes the development of production and society. Compared with the sky-high housing prices, once you buy a house, you will be a slave for life. Some people live in a house, and some people live in an anteroom. How fascinating the free housing supply system is. 3. Free medical care. Chairman Mao attached great importance to the suffering of the people and instructed hospitals to not serve money or privileges. They must save lives and heal the wounded, and practice revolutionary humanitarianism. When the country was very poor, he insisted on state subsidies for public medical care and cooperative medical care to solve the sufferings of the masses. Sibian founded Barefoot Doctor. Public health services in the era of Mao Zedong were basically free. In the era of Mao Zedong, there were only incurable diseases and no diseases that were looked down upon. 4. Find a job for free. Graduates in Chairman Mao's era implemented a state distribution system. In order for students to apply what they have learned, student assignments require professional counterparts. College students are valuable talents of the country, and the country attaches great importance to their allocation, not only to match their majors, but also to arrange them in technical positions. Therefore, graduates in the Mao era did not need to spend a penny to find a job. 5. Free pension. The people in Chairman Mao's era had little to rely on, and they had something to take care of when they were old. After the founding of New China, our country has established a state unit security pension security system. This system does not require individuals to pay endowment insurance premiums. The required funds come from the production income of enterprises and state financial appropriations. How unbelievable and desirable the beautiful Wuifang society looks today. For many years, I have been fighting day and night on the front line of disseminating the Red Culture Network. Without everyone's support, this work would be very difficult to carry on. Friends, please don't leave immediately after reading, and give a reward as appropriate for encouragement. Thanks. After the end of the special period in 1977, the founding General Huang Keqian, who had been silent for 20 years, came back and was appointed as a consultant to the military commission. Later, due to the need to rectify the chaos, Huang Keqian served as the executive secretary of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection at the invitation of the central government. What Huang Keqian didn't expect was that when he first took office, he heard a very bad situation. At this time of reform and opening up, some people in the society were confused. They proposed that if China wants to develop, it must abandon Mao Zedong thought and other topics. After Huang Keqian learned of this, he couldn't calm down for a long time. In his opinion, this was a completely wrong idea. In 1977, Huang Keqian lived in the 301 hospital due to illness. One day, Li Yantang, an expert of the Central Health Commission, went to visit him. At this time, Huang Keqian had already suffered from severe cataracts and was in poor health. But thinking about how to deal with Mao Zedong thought. Li Yantang saw that Huang Keqian was not resting well, so he asked, "Old Huang, why haven't you had a good rest these 2 days?" Huang Keqian, the central government asked me to attend the Central Working Conference and talk about it. Li Yantang was a little puzzled, and Huang Keqian went on to say, "What do you want me to say?" Actually, it's my views on the Cultural Revolution and my evaluation of Chairman Mao. I haven't slept for 3 days and 3 nights. Soon, the Central Work Conference was held. Huang Keqian was invited to speak. He said, "Chairman Mao passed away. I feel deeply sad, although I have been wronged since the Lushan Conference, but the feelings of our generation are beyond all personal grievances and grievances of..." Finally, Huang Keqian commented on Chairman Mao and said, 7 points are credits and 3 points are faults. Li Yantang saw Huang Keqian again later, and said to him, "Chief, the chiefs who participated in the Central Work Conference all said that you speak well, convincingly, and seek truth from facts. Those who have been punished and those who have not been punished have nothing to say." Huang Keqian nodded. The evaluation of Chairman Mao is related to the unity and stability of the whole party, the whole country and the whole people, so I only thought about it for 3 days and 3 nights. The talk at the Central Work Conference this time was on a small scale, so in society, the idea of demoization is still going on, and Huang Keqian is still worried about it. After taking office as the executive secretary of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, Huang Keqian believed that this kind of thinking could no longer be continued, so he decided to openly talk about his knowledge and understanding of Chairman Mao and Mao Zedong thought. In November 1980, on the 12th day of the symposium held by the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, Wang Heshu, Deputy Secretary of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, received a call from Secretary Huang Keqian. "Old Huang wants to attend the meeting, please help arrange it." Wang Heshu was very puzzled when he received the call. Huang Keqian was ill at this time. Why did he come to the meeting regardless of his illness? Doubts are doubts, Wang Heshu quickly arranged it. On November 27, 78-year-old Huang Keqian, who was suffering from illness, walked into the meeting slowly. When everyone saw Mr. Huang coming, they were all silent. After a while, Wang Heshu announced, "Comrade Huang Keqian came to the meeting today. Now ask him to speak." At this time, Huang Keqian's eyes were already blind. With the help of his secretary, he walked up to the rostrum and said, "Comrades, I am not in good health. The speaker has something to say, and he must tell everyone today." After a pause, Huang Keqian continued, How to understand and evaluate Chairman Mao and how to treat Mao Zedong thought is a fundamental issue for our party and country. Hearing this, the people present straightened their bodies immediately. Huang Keqin went on to say that during the period of the agrarian revolution of our party, it was Chairman Mao who answered theoretically and practically whether the Red regime could exist and develop. The red flag in Jinggangshan did not fall, which represented the direction and hope of the Chinese Revolution, and it was of great importance to everyone. There is still an armed force that can stand firm, which greatly encourages many Communist Party members in the extremely dangerous situation after the failure of the Great Revolution, and strengthens their confidence in the revolution. During the Long March, it was Chairman Mao who turned the tide and led the Red Army to a new life in time. During the anti-Japanese war, it was Chairman Mao who implemented a strategic transformation, which led to the formation of the National Anti-Japanese National United Front, and laid the foundation for the victory of the anti-Japanese war. During the War of Liberation, it was Chairman Mao who formulated the correct strategic policy, which enabled our party to seize the national power. All of these are the irreplaceable great contributions made by Chairman Mao during the period of the New Democratic Revolution, which also established Chairman Mao's position in the whole party and the whole army. Finally, Huang Keqin concluded, without Chairman Mao, there would be no red flag like Jinggangshan, and the victory of the Long March. As the main founder of the party and the country, Chairman Mao saved the revolution many times in crises. It is unmatched by anyone in our party and country, and if someone insists that someone is more brilliant than Chairman Mao and has made more contributions, it is a joke on history. Huang Keqin's speech at the symposium of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection was deafening, and everyone present was greatly shocked. At this time, it was a period of confusion among the people. After learning of Huang Keqin's speech, the People's Daily immediately carried out reprinted. However, People's Daily did not reprint all the content of Huang Keqin's speech. When Huang Keqin learned of this, he asked his secretary to find Huan An, deputy director of the General Political Department. Old Huang's speech at the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection is divided into 3 parts, and the People's Daily has published the second, third, and one part is about Chairman Mao. They haven't published it. Please see if it can be published in the military newspaper first. Huan An didn't make a decision directly, but found Wei Qiuqing, the director of the General Political Department, and Liang Bai, the deputy director. After reading it, the 3 agreed to publish it, but Huang Keqin told them to wait. It turned out that when Huang Keqin sent someone to deliver the speech to the General Political Department, he also gave a copy to Deng Xiaoping. After Deng Xiaoping read it, he agreed to publish it, but he still needed to polish it, so he sent someone to find Hu Qiaomu, Chairman Mao's former secretary, and asked Hu Qiaomu to check certain words. Hu Qiaomu first added a sentence. The Xi'an incident at the end of 1936 adopted the policy of peaceful resolution and formed the Second Anti-Japanese National United Front of Kuomintang Communist Cooperation. This is another wise decision with historical significance. Then, Hu Qiaomu changed the title of Chairman Mao in the whole conversation to Comrade Mao Zedong. After receiving the revised manuscript, Huang Keqin looked at it and said, "The revision is very good, and it can be published." However, in the revised manuscript, the title Chairman Mao has been changed to Comrade Mao Zedong, or Chairman Mao. This also shows from another aspect that Huang Keqin's support and love for Chairman Mao is completely from the bottom of his heart. Deng Xiaoping soon found out about the change of title, and Deng Xiaoping agreed to change Chairman Mao's title. On April 10, 1981, the Liberation Army Daily published the article on the evaluation of Chairman Mao and the attitude to Mao Zedong thought written by Huang Keqin on the headline of the front page. Once the article was published, it caused a great shock. This article played an extremely important role in how to correctly evaluate Chairman Mao and Mao Zedong thought at that time, and to unify the understanding of the whole party.